Hi guys, how you doing? It's Farid here, Aromatic Executive Chef. Today I have invited Amanda in our studio. Amanda and I are going to be sharing this delicious dish with you, which is dosa with spicy beef and eggplant mince. The dish is actually very much related to celiac friendly. I'm going to pass you, Amanda.
I'm Amanda, dietitian working with Aramark Northern Europe. Thank you to Farid for the invitation into the studio kitchen this morning. Today I'm taking 15 with Farid. We are talking all things gluten-free ahead of Coeliac Awareness Week, which takes place from May 10th to May 16th. Celiac disease is an autoimmune condition in which there's an adverse reaction to gluten in the body. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley and rye. Celiac disease affects about 1 in every 100 across the UK and Ireland. That equates to 50,000 people here in Ireland.
Okay, Amanda, we're going to be talking a little bit about the ingredients we're going to be using for the dish. There's not a lot of ingredients. So we have minced beef, curry leaves, which is thus a fun addition to the dish. We have chickpea flour. We have cumin seed, bicarbonate of soda, nice baby aubergine, korma paste, red onions, fresh tomatoes, and finally we have fresh coriander. First thing we're going to do now, we're going to be making our dosa batter. Okay, we have chickpea flour into the bowl. We have bicarbonate of soda and fennel seed, and then a bit of water.
So Farid, tell me about the dosa. What is this part?
Dosa is is an Indian style crepes. It's exactly the same thing, the same method, the same technique. The only difference is we have a chickpea flour and a bit of spiciness, Indian spiciness into it, which is cumin seeds. But it's a very simple, easy batter to make.
So the chickpea flour is naturally gluten-free. Is there any other substitute you could use in the recipe?
There is. You know what? There would be the perfect substitution for that. Very much related to the dish would be coconut flour, maybe, if you can use that. Rice flour. But classically, dosa is chickpea flour. Okay, guys. The second stage now, we're going to be cooking our ingredients. The first thing we've got to do is just take a little bit of olive oil. Make sure your pan nice and hot. Okay. And then the first thing you've got to do, which is I said at the beginning, that's our fine addition into the dish, which is curry leaves. There's a lot of people that actually not using this, but surprisingly we actually cook it first. They have to be cooked because that gives a lot of flavor into the dish.
If you didn't have the curry leaves for you, what could you use?
You can use some spices.
Can you buy those in the local supermarket?
You can, of course you can, yeah, of course you can. Be available at the moment. Leave them cooking for about 2 minutes, and that's how you get that flavor from it. Okay, yeah, it smells fantastic. Yeah, there's a lot of flavor into it. And then second thing, we're going to be adding some red onions. I prefer to use as a chef, instead of using curry powder, things that will give nice flavor into the dish. And then onions, and then we take some aubergine. Make sure you put your aubergine before you mince, because aubergine takes a little bit longer than.
Can you make some substitutions in the recipe? Can you mix up the aubergine and the red onions a little bit?
Yeah, the reason we're using the red onion is just a bit of sweetness into it, right? Aubergine as well, you can substitute with courgette maybe, if you like, you know what I mean? You can make that as a vegetarian dish, doesn't have to be minced into it. Courgette, aubergine, and and it will be fantastic. A bit of peppers as well into it. Okay guys, our dish is actually been cooking for about 2 minutes. Aubergine, onions, and smell is so strong. As I said, that curry leaves are just really fine addition to our dish. A bit of seasoning in our mince. Make sure you put your mince into it, just break it up.
Vegetarian, could you swap the mince out for some pulses?
Absolutely, yeah. So you know what I mean, you can use lentil, for example, red, green lentil, doesn't matter, whatever you have. That will be obviously high of protein as well. So
while that cooks for you, tell me about how you take 15 for your mental health.
Take 15, you know what, I've been doing it actually for a while, and the best way, obviously, I'm enjoying it with the kids, really, So what I do, I take my kids into the kitchen to make something very, very quickly. It could be a cookie, it could be, it could be a biscuit, anything like that. We teach them actually how to do things, and they loved it, And so that's how we de-stress, really,
I love that. You feel cooking and you take 15.
Absolutely, yeah, of course. You know what? This cooking is my passion, So that's what I do. Okay, guys, our mince is actually nearly there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some korma paste into it to add even a different texture into it. Korma, as you know, is not that spicy, but it would be a personal choice if you want to add some chili flakes into it, or Would you do something like that at home? Would you?
Yeah, no, I would. I love to cook, and I love the idea of a gluten-free option in place of the flour tortilla.
Yeah,
It's a
fantastic.
great idea.
Yeah, as we discussed earlier, it's the infusion of 3 different culture really, isn't it? I mean, you're talking about burrito style, which is Mexican, aubergine and minced into it, which is Mediterranean, and then a lot of Indian spices.
Yeah,
That make this dish quite special actually, you know?
that's lovely, and it's so simple.
Yeah, I can smell it, look at that, I can smell it, really nice, really nice.
I love a one-pot dish.
Yeah.
Let's clean up.
Absolutely, yeah. So a bit of coriander into it, a bit of freshness, and you can see the color straight away, you know? This is type of dish where you put, you know, you make 5, 6, 7, put in, you know, middle of the table, everybody can dig in and,
Buffet style.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's a sharing dish, guys. Our mince is nearly there, it's done. Okay, so I'm going to add tomatoes into it. I kept tomatoes at the end just to bit acidity into it, as a freshness into it. I wouldn't be cooking tomatoes too much, to be honest. Absolutely, you know. And look at the color, you can see the color straight away, look at that.
The aubergine really blends into the meat, doesn't it?
Exactly,
you
it
can really hide
does.
it for the
Does, yeah.
those who don't like
Does,
it.
yeah. It does. You can even see it, can you? You know, remove our mince. It's well cooked now. Put it on the side. Okay, so we're going to be going to our dosa now. So make sure your pan nice and hot. We're going to put a little bit of butter into it. Just mix those in there.
So can you prepare this in advance?
Of course you
2
can,
hours
yeah.
before?
Of course you can. More you leave it in the fridge, resting is the better. Okay, now guys, we cooked our dosa 2 minutes on one side. I'm going to be flip it over. How do you know that it's cooked? When you see obviously the liquid is gone, nice and dry, nice and firm, and then you start turning it. Okay, it's easy to turn as well. There you go. There we go. How are you with pancakes?
Oh, my cooking skills aren't great. Smells great though.
Usually
Really
the
good.
first, you never get the first one right, isn't it?
No,
You never,
no.
never
It's
get
always
the
the first
one right.
pancake, yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have any other recommendations for the dosa? Any other recipes that you can use it with?
You know what? As I said, you can use a coconut powder, it's coconut flour. Okay. You can actually, instead of using cumin, you use fennel seeds. You can add fresh coriander into it as you're cooking it. You know what I mean? You can a lot of variety into it. You know.
Do they ever sweeten the dosa in India?
Yeah, they do. They do actually put some bit of honey into it. So what we do is we transfer that into a plate. Okay, and that's how we're going to combine everything together. Just like that. So the bar garden, here we go, just like that. And then we just roll it over as we said earlier, like a burrito style. Just like that, look at that.
Okay.
Okay guys, this is our dish. I hope you like it, Amanda. Okay, as I said, it's dosa with beef and spicy beef and eggplant mince. Looks great, looks fantastic. We can serve that with natural yogurt and mango chutney. So what do you think, Amanda, about the dish?
It looks great. Can't wait to try it. Thanks
Yeah.
so much. And Farid, if you didn't make the dosa, would the beef work with anything else? Could you serve it with rice, as a chili? How else would it work?
Absolutely. As I say, this dish itself, I think, as I said, the secret ingredients or the main thing into this dish is the dosa, right? So that's because it's all, as I said before, it's all about the combination. You got the chickpea flour there, add a massive texture into this dish. I'm going to cut it in the middle. See, I'm going to ask Amanda to have a little taste. That looks great. There you go, Amanda.
Thanks so much.
Don't
Can't wait to try
hesitate,
it.
go ahead for it, you know.
It's a bit messy.
Yeah, I would like to say thank you very much to Amanda for being here today in our studio. Thanks for sharing your experience with us as well.